on trail. They don't normally move. I mean, you have to hit some pretty drastic bumps for a change.
Lock it?
Yeah, it's locked.
No, I mean,
Yeah, it's locked.
Maybe you shouldn't do that.
What's that?
Have an angel day.
Huh? What? My thoughts about this today. And I'm going to tell my thoughts about it. So New York is building an $8 billion with a B dollar jail. It's going to be a 350-foot tall jail. They're calling it the Jailscraper. It's going to be the tallest jail in the world. I forget how many people they said it's going to hold, or I mean, and this thing is blocks wide, blocks long, and 350 feet tall. So what I think about it, I think it's fucking bullshit. Why? Number one, it's $8 billion of extorted money. Number two, I have actually been in a jail when they opened a new jail up and was transferred from the old jail to the new jail in Covington, Kentucky. In Covington, Kentucky, they used to have a jails. County used to have a jail in downtown Covington. My beautiful 10L with 35 motherfuckers in it. Had an awesome view of Cincinnati and the Ohio River. Got to eat breakfast and look at that shit every day. I mean, some people pay a couple $100,000 for that view. I just don't want to lose you guys. My bad. But better living conditions is what they're selling this jail. More humane. They actually sold it also because the old Covington jail, old Kenton County jail was a nasty motherfucker. I mean, I'm talking it was in the top 2 of the nastiest jails I'd ever been in, and I've been unfortunate enough to see a few of them. It was fucking gross. It was a jail, and being built, it's a jail.
The $8 billion.
Yes, there's Island and a couple of other jails, but anyway, so they're building this jail in Chinatown, where Chinatown don't want it. A third of Chinatown lives in poverty, yet they're bringing in and buying up this property, mowing the buildings down, putting it in this jail. And, so when people are let out of jail, especially homeless people, they tend to spend a lot of time in that area before they move on. So there's one problem. The first problem is extorted funds. It's $8 billion. But anyway, the Covington jail, that's what I was going to say. The Covington jail was sold as all the same shit. It's more humane for the inmates. It was all about the inmates. Safety, 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 better living conditions, all these programs, rooms, and all this bullshit, libraries. And guess what? It had nothing to do with that. What it was about was making it easier on the corrections cops. They actually had to work at the old jail because there was no security system, no. That's what it was. In one big dorm, the CO just sits at TV screens all day. And it was really about just making it easier on the COs. That's what it was about. We never got to use the library. They never brought the library card around. You couldn't go to the library. The law library was non-existent. The rec yard was like a 10 by 15 outside rec yard. It was bullshit. It was all about fucking money. It was all about the back end. So whoever got the contract to build that definitely made some money on the back end, or whoever voted for, rather, through the contractor, I'm sure, is what actually happened. They upped the prices of all the commissary. The telephone calls got more expensive. It was a bunch of bullshit. So now they're doing the same thing in New York, $8 billion jail scraper, and they're touted and proud that it's the tallest jail in the world. Now, mind you, if you go back and look at the campaign, and this is kind of common when politicians run for office. And listen, whatever they say during their campaign, you can guarantee that they're going to do just the opposite. Because the mayor of New York, his name, black dude, that's all about equality and all that bullshit. During his campaign, he actually stood in Chinatown campaigning, speaking, saying that he was going to stop this from happening. He was going to stop the the building of this new jail because they didn't need it. And now that he is in office, of course they need it, and it's going through. It's bullshit. It's to keep the system going. So what happens when you build a new jail that has 1,000 more beds? Guess what happens? They get those beds full, and they do. You will never have enough jail space for government. They will always find somebody to fill the bed. And that's what they're going to see here. They're saying that they don't have room at these places. And they're trying to make it sound like the jail, Rikers Island, is the reason inmates are dying there. No, inmates are dying there because COs aren't giving a fuck. That's why the dude that just got paralyzed. Did you guys see the story where the dude got paralyzed? He was in the back of the cop van. The cop was going like 36 and a 25. Car pulls out in front of him. He slams on his brake. The dude's hand tucks her behind his back, not belted in, and they bounce his head off the front of the van. And then he tells them, like, you know, he's hollering to CO driving, or the cop tells him. Cop jumps out, looks at him, like, yeah, I got an ambulance on the way. Drives him all the way to the jail, where these 4 other fuckers in that cop commence to dragging this paralyzed, he's now paralyzed, dude, out of the goddamn van. And he probably, you know, there's a possibility that they may have been able to surgically fix his paralysis. After all the moving around they did, no way. He even told him, I think you guys broke my neck. And they didn't matter to them. They just kept on fucking with him, and now he's a quadriplegic. Paralyzed from the neck down. So there's 18, I think they said 18 people has died this year in Rikers Island alone. That's not a living conditions problem. You don't die from living conditions. I mean, I guess you can if they get bad enough. But that's not going to happen in jail because there's, 4,000 other people in Rikers Island that are not dying. So what's happened to those people? Well, I mean, I'm sure the majority of them, I would bet money, got the shit kicked out of them by COs, and they passed it off as, he fell down the stairs coming to breakfast this morning or some bullshit like that, because there's no cameras in there. And watch, when they build this new jail, just like when they built Kenton County Jail, they intentionally made it so where the COs take you, like when you're a bad little boy and the COs want to talk to you, they put lines up everywhere. The red line, so a red line's a no-go line. The no-go line, when realistic, but it's a way for them to get you there. They say, hey, Bolton, come here. Actually, it's inmate Bolton, come here. And I walk over there and I'm like, what the fuck you want? What'd you say to me? Dude, I'm sleeping. What do you want? Well, we had heard that a CO's giving you dipping cigarettes. Well, motherfucker, you heard wrong. I don't like you cocksuckers. And then, the conversation goes on. Shit gets louder. And then they either start whooping your ass right there. When they start whooping your ass right there, the CO at the desk is watching the whole time. So they start whooping your ass, like there must be a sign or some shit, you know what I mean? Like they got it worked out, like a secret call sign or something, where they throw a hand up, kick a leg, do something. But immediately when they start whooping people's asses, that door pops open and straight out the fucking hall you go, where there's no cameras at all. But it's just about money. It's people making money on the back end. It's about funneling money through the system, through commissary and other shit like that. It's about making it easier on the COs because, their job is so hard. Handing you a roll of toilet paper every 2 days is too fucking hard, or 3 days is too fucking hard. And those cocksuckers will do shit like that too. Asking for a roll of toilet paper and be like, hey man, give me a minute, man, I got you. And you see them the next day and you still ain't got your toilet paper. You're like, hey dude, I'm still waiting on you, motherfucker. I'm down, you got motherfucker shut the microphone off. I had to shit all night. But they don't care. They don't care because it's not them. You're a piece of shit inmate. You're a fucking criminal. You deserve for whatever you're in here for, even if you haven't been in that way. I've told the stories about the retarded kids I've seen get their head bounced off the fucking walls, man. Like, I joke around about beating up retarded kids. And I'm just joking around about it. I would never really whoop a retarded kid's ass. Unless, no, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do it. These COs just drags him across the motherfucking. There was dreadlocks laying in the floor and they drug his ass in the hole. The other retard was on the phone, and I think that they had called and told him to lock down, is what I gather. But the microphone in the pod wasn't working. We was in the hole at the time, and since he didn't lock down, they assumed that he just wasn't listening, and they immediately came in the door and didn't even say nothing to him. Dude, just commenced to beating the fuck out of him. Was bouncing his head off the phone and shit. The same dude, like, and that dude wasn't right. He shouldn't have been in jail. He was that far gone. He should not have been in jail. He should have been at home, you know, doing whatever. I mean, he was in there for doing something stupid too. I forget what it was. Actually, you know what? I think he was in there for... Now, I know that's not right, but the kid was legit retarded. He wasn't slow to do with a minor. He didn't rape her or touch her or fuck her or nothing like that. It was something I forget. But anyway, then the same retarded kid, they popped the doors one day and he decided he was leaving. They popped the door and he ran, like they popped the cell door and the hallway door at the same time. He seen it, he bolted. He thought he was going home. It didn't work out that way. But I mean, like, look at this place. Look at their jail right here. That's their jail here. I think it holds like 50 people or some shit. Dude, we're in fucking Benton County, Tennessee. What the fuck do you need a jail for? Every county in this state does not need a jail, and this happens to be one of them. It does not. There's no reason for a jail in this county. But you know what they do in this county? They lock people up, and they smack their asses with what they call 1129. So you commit a misdemeanor or even a felony, they won't send you to the joint. No, hell no. They won't give you 365 days. They'll give you 11 months, 29 days, so you got to sit your ass in the county jail. And then you know what they get out of you in the county jail? Oh, they're going to make you work for free. I seen them dudes at the garbage dump one day, and I'm like, what the fuck are you motherfuckers doing? They're like, working. I'm like, why? Like, cuz man, we get to get out and shit. I was like, you're the motherfuckers that it causes a problem. You're the bitches that make the system go round. No way in hell you couldn't pay me while I was in jail to do that shit. I'm not working for you. You locked me up. Fuck you. I'm going on vacation. Call me in 9 months. Anyway, so the $8 billion skyscraper, it's just all bullshit. That's what it is. And they're putting it in Chinatown of all places. Won't they put that motherfucker in downtown Manhattan? Won't they put it next to Trump Tower? Won't they do that? Why? Because Trump Tower is not a poor neighborhood. They'll spend $8 billion on a building, but they don't want to spend $1 million on the property to put it on. They want to steal the property through eminent domain, but they're not going to steal it from Trump. They're not going to steal it from Trump's neighbors in Manhattan. Oh, hell no. That would be, they're not going to put it in Staten Island, where it's mostly white people. No, they put it in Chinatown, one of the poorest neighborhoods in New York. It's more government bullshit. And like I said, the kicker is the mayor that campaigned on, we're not doing this. I'm going to shut this down. He literally said it. If I remember, I'll post the links. Hey, somebody post a link. Hold on, where's Sam at? Here, hold on, Sam. Post a link to that, Sam. I just made you a moderator. Post a link to that video in the chat so people can go watch it. I mean, it's just fucking straight insanity. Makes no goddamn sense whatsoever. But they're going to do it. Like I said, when they do, if there's 1,000 more beds, it won't be enough space. There's a reason why every jail is overcrowded in this country today. There's not one jail in the county jail that's not overcrowded in this country. Because they fill them. If you have bed space, it's time to fill those beds. It's an excuse to fill beds. Oh, you and your wife got into an argument? 1129. Domestic violence. What? I didn't even hit the bitch. If I was going to get a year, I'd have beat her up the whole damn time I was waiting on you to get here. Oh, you drank a beer? You blew a .06? Well, we think you're intoxicated. DUI. But sir, the legal limit's .08. I don't give a shit. I think you're intoxicated. You're going to jail. Bye-bye driver's license. Bye-bye car. Bye-bye job or what. And you get to pick. You can do 3 days in jail or 3 days in camp. Personally, I just go to jail because they let you come in Friday night at 6 p.m. You leave Sunday at noon. You're not even there for 48 hours. But these other people are scared to death about how they're fucking alcoholics and how they were sucking dick for Budweisers and shit. Anyway, okay, I think I'm pretty much over on that rant now. My bad, guys. My bad. I just don't see there's no justice within the system, and the system does nothing for there's no forgiveness, there's no paying a debt, there's no mistakes, there's no growing up, there's no changing, there's no growth, there's no getting older, none of that shit. You are who you were, and that's all you'll ever be. And that's why I still people, I'm 42 fucking years old. I haven't been in no trouble since I was 33. 32. I got locked up on March, I think it was March 27th of 2013. Maybe it was March 17th. I don't know. It was the last week of March. No, it wasn't the 17th. It was the last week of March. I got locked up. So I was 32 years old the last time I got in trouble. Oh my God, my bad, gay note. I forgot. I got into a single car accident when I fucking fucked my own shit up, and I drove 150 feet because I had a flat tire and I was in the middle of the road. My bad. I forgot, gay note. So the last time I ever got in any real trouble, how about that? I was 32, man. I'm 42 years old. That shit's been a decade ago. But freedom, you didn't go to prison until 2016. No shit, bitch. That's because I fight. I fight and I fight and I fight. I don't give them freebies. You want to send me to the joint, you're going to have to spend a lot of money and time to do it. And I wouldn't even went then. But I've told that story. We're not going to go into that again. But it's all about money. That's all the system is about. Well, I'm sitting in it. I don't know what's going on. It don't matter. She's going to let me drive her Envoy. I jump in it to back it out of the back it out of the garage, and I noticed the transmission slipping a little bit. I'm like, what the fuck? And I went to pull back in the garage, and it just didn't want to go. So I'm like, well, I'll check the transmission fluid. It was about a quart low, so I put some transmission fluid in it. I backed it back out, and it backed fine. Or no, then it was slipping backwards. I put it in drive and it don't do shit. What the fuck? So I pull it back in. I pull the pan off of it. Chunks of metal down in the pan. I mean, chunks. So we're at Martha's house because she can't get it to the Paris. She was going to call a tow truck. And I'm like, well, I have a trailer. Well, I have the use of a trailer, thankfully. So how about I just load it on my trailer since it's a car hauler. Or the trailer. I say I'm not saying mine like it's mine. I'm saying mine like I have access to it.
Are we gonna put it in neutral and push it out?
What?
I
I can't see where I'm at over there. Sherry. Where's my trailer at? I just can't see it. Oh, I can see it. I think I can see it. Push it. Yeah, we're gonna push it out, and then as long as we can get outside, I can snatch it with the winch. No, we're pushing. That's why we're pushing it out.
How are we gonna get it up?
You can't switch gears with the winch. Come on, kids. You guys are both smarter than that.
No, I was asking because like
There's an 8,000-pound winch on here for a reason, so we can pull shit up on it.
I thought that you can't switch it to neutral or any type of gear.
Yeah, we can put it in neutral, and then we'll push it out, and we'll drag the winch out and hook to the back of it and pull it around straight, and then we'll drag it up on the trailer. All right, my peeps, gotta go help my peeps, because that's what we do. Have a good night and stay safe, and safe to new jails. They're a waste of your extortion fees. They extort you. If you don't pay, they take your home. But when you do pay, they build criminals new homes. How nice of them. See y'all next time. Peace. You got a connection issue, bro. Yeah, I know I do, Sam. It's where I'm at, man. It's where I'm at. I get out here and it spins and shit. I seen it. I stopped talking. That's why I said when like there's about 1.5 miles maybe that I just don't get service out here. So it happens every time I come out here. But I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. Yeah.